We'll look deep in the past to see what we see and find another film with an anniversary. It's now 40 years old, it's 40 years young. We've got to celebrate it and have lots of fun. John's excited to watch it, can't hope for a thrill. We just gotta review it because if not us, who will?
Hello and welcome to what promises to be the lowest viewed episode of In the Spotlight. I'm Kyle Pierson.
And I'm John Horton, and I think I take offense to that. We are, welcome to In the Spotlight. We are celebrating a movie that has hit a milestone 40-year anniversary coming on Death Wish 3. What do you mean the lowest viewed? Come on.
But here's the thing, nothing against Death Wish 3. It's just that when we're reviewing movies and talking about movies, most people will type in, oh, should I go see the new Running Man? And they'll say Running Man review. I doubt too many people are going to be searching Death Wish 3 review this week, because they're probably not going to remember the fact that it's the 40th anniversary. But God bless you, John. We are reminding people that this film exists. This is part of a 5-film series, 6-film franchise. And tell us a little bit about this film, won't you, John?
I would be more than happy to, Kyle. Death Wish Part 3. Our movie is going to start off with an elderly gentleman named Charlie living in this ratty-ass, nasty-ass ghetto town full of nothing but crime and sin and punks and criminals. And they bust into his house and they want their protection money or just any kind of fucking money, really. Well, they end up killing the guy, but he happens to be best friends with Paul Kersey, the star, Charles Bronson from Death Wish 1 and 3, who is a known vigilante in the city of New York. And imagine this, picture this. The moment that man dies, Paul Kersey comes into the apartment. He came to visit, and he is there to watch his poor friend have his dying breaths. So, where do you think the movie's going to go from here?
Bang.
Of course,
boom.
Of course,
a few more bang bangs and a few more booms.
Boom, boom, boom. Of course, Charles Bronson whips out his pistol and starts pistol whipping everybody and kicking ass all over the place. This time, the cop, at least a cop, knows he's there and he's working for the cop.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Yes.
But it's basically a huge revenge flick. Not even a revenge flick at this point anymore, because he's more like an avenging angel to the gentrified community, or the community of old people who are terrorized by this massive gang.
You'll never see happier old people watch a murder. Right in front of them. They're all, yay.
Yeah.
They
even join in on it at one point.
Yes, they do.
So I gave you the setup. Maybe not the best setup. What'd you think of the movie, Kyle?
All right. I will say this. I was entertained. I probably laughed more than I expected to, not because things are necessarily funny. But you're like, wow, this is interesting. It definitely has that 80s feel. And actually, I think they give the 80s a bad name. Either I never lived in a neighborhood quite like this, because between this and like Police Academy 2, which I think you're going to reference here in a minute, because it was the first thing that came to my mind. I'm sitting there watching this thing, and I'm like, this reminds me of Zed, the whole sequence, where Steve Guttenberg's Mahoney is trying to infiltrate this gang, and you've got Every Which Way But Loose, with the bikers, and all of those movies where you. Actually, what's funny is the trailer kind of reminded, because I watched that first, reminded me of the Return of the Living Dead trailer, where you got all these, it looks like a gang, driving in the car, and with all the chains and the everything. And I keep thinking, like, you might run into one of those people separately who's trying to be different than everybody else, and that's why they dress like that. But I've never really stumbled, walked around the corner and went, oh my God, and there'll be a whole bunch of them that run the entire town. So maybe that's what happened in New York back in the day. And I know, they cleaned it up. I don't know. But if you watch a lot of 80s movies, I think you're getting the wrong impression of what exactly happened back then. But maybe I was just sheltered. I grew up in Lansing, Michigan, a small town, tight, close-knit community. and, and we didn't have that. So it was hard to adjust to that. But I'm like, okay, fine. The gang leader has the absolute worst haircut. We had a comment from our own little announcement from, I think it was Joey Webb.
Yeah,
supposed to talk about the haircut. So I'm like, oh man, I got to see this haircut. He wasn't kidding.
yeah.
The worst haircut I've ever seen. And then I was shocked. You got to see Alex Winter from Bill and Ted. You get to see Marina Sirtis. Actually, you see a lot of Marina Sirtis in this film. So yeah, there's some
Ed
cameos
Lauder.
I wasn't expecting. What was that?
Ed Lauder, the cop.
Yeah.
That's
so yeah, it was. I wasn't bored. I laughed. I was entertained. It is, you got to stretch, the imagination a lot. You're watching this stuff and you're like, please tell me we didn't really allow this type of thing to happen back then. I'm sure we didn't. That's why it was a movie. But yeah, you do not go into this, especially if you weren't alive in the 80s. Do not go into this with any sense of realism. This is just an action movie, and there's plenty of it. It's kind of excessive in the violence, but not in the. It's hard to explain. It's not a lot of action actually happens. There's like a couple foot chases is about it. But for the most part, it was all right, and it must have done well enough because two more followed, and then they did the remake with Bruce Willis, which I really like the remake. So
I was not a fan of the remake. I liked it all right. I didn't love it, not when compared to the original series. I would actually probably watch Death Wish 3 over the remake again.
Really?
Yeah. I was surprised because I don't remember. Part 1 and 2 were great. From there, I don't remember very much to really remember, to be honest.
Yeah, and I watched, which is the one where they want the ring and they chop off the old lady's finger to get it.
I don't remember.
See? Okay, so maybe it's one of them you didn't see. That's the one I saw. So I don't know if that was one of the originals, one of the later ones. It definitely wasn't this one.
No. This one, I enjoyed it. It had some things in there that I'm like, okay, come on now. Like Ed Lauder, the main cop, his character, where I'm the police officer. I can do what I want. Boom. Like, they didn't really act like that. I mean, there might have been slums with gang members, but the cops didn't really act like that. So it had some things that were just like, okay, that's a bit over the top. The gang people, they weren't as interesting as the ones from the first or second one either. They did a lot of bad shit. They did shit to his friend. They blew up businesses. They raped people. Can we say rape on here?
Yeah.
Okay. They raped people.
They physically assaulted.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Marina Sirtis.
They kill the love interest. Okay, this is my one biggest
There's a lot of people dying.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting there like, we get who's going to be left to to fight this thing? It's just going to be him. I was like, man, it was just like bad after bad after bad. I'm like, okay, I get it, but I think we already knew that these people were bad, and it just seemed like it was just too. I mean, because once we got to the rape, it's okay. How far are we going to take it? And they took it further, especially being somebody, I guess this was pre-Star Trek. Yeah. So, this is, I'm sure she probably wouldn't have done that role later, but after having seen Star Trek and see her, you're like, well, they're not going to take this. Oh my God, they did. So yeah, that was kind of jarring. I guess it would be jarring no matter who it is. It'd probably be actually more jarring if it wasn't her, because it would probably seem more realistic if it was somebody you didn't know. Right. When it's an actress, you're like, okay, there's going to be, but when it's somebody that it kind of puts you in a different mindset. But yeah, I'm like, well, I don't think they needed to go that far with it. I got it. I knew what was happening. You don't have to show the whole thing. Right. But again, that was a different time, and
exactly, I was the
filmmakers thought different things. Like because maybe then in a lot of movies like that is because now we realize we don't need that. Maybe back then you did. But I didn't need to see all of that, and to already have the same feelings for the bad guys that I already had.
Well, see, for me, all the things that they did, it still did not make me hate and despise them like the ones from the first and second movie did. I mean, yeah, they were bad guys. I got that. I understood it. I felt it. But I wasn't like, oh my God, these guys are fucking horrible. I never got that really huge sense of, these guys are, I don't know, they weren't memorable for me despite everything they did. And it wasn't just Marina. There was two other attempted rapes in that movie, if you remember. Plus there was an unfilmed one that I'm going to talk about a little bit here in a few minutes. But it's just, the bad guys, they didn't really do it for me. I guess they didn't have much personality.
Well, no, there's none. I mean, the one guy's really just a dick, and then you've got Alex Winter, who you know from Bill and Ted, and you're like, okay, because now it seems out of place. It wouldn't then. So yeah, you got to kind of to check out on what you already know about these actors and actresses, and just revert, like rewind forget what you know about them, and just go for the ride. But yeah, as far as characters go, there is no real personality to them whatsoever. They're just the token bad guys that we have to have for him to pull out a really large gun and then shoot people, which that gun holds a lot of bullets.
Yeah, it does. He knows how to pack it in there.
Yeah, he does.
Can't make this movie into something like that. Come on. Stop it. So Death Wish 3 came out on November 7th, 1985. I got some notes here. We did some research. Well, I did some research. I'm surprised Kyle even bothered to watch the damn movie.
I was going to say, I did 90 minutes of research on Tubi. So that was plenty. And then I followed that up with our next movie, Transylvania 65000. So
you watched it?
I watched it.
Oh, good.
I'm ready to go. I'm assuming we're going to do that next. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's knock them both out right now today.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
You have seen it, though.
At one time, long time ago. I don't remember nothing about it, except it's the only movie that Gina Davis ever looked hot. That's the only thing I remember about it.
But anyway, that's for another week.
Yes, that's next. That's going to be next week. So
yeah,
I'll
November
get that knocked out this weekend. But let's talk a little bit. Here's 10 things that you may not know about Death Wish 3. First off, as I was saying,
there's the title for the video right there.
Yep.
10 things you may not know about Death Wish 3. Lay them on me.
I don't know if we can actually go with that title. A lot of people do that shit though. And I don't think I got 10 things.
Oh my God.
Well, I didn't think about the number 10 until after I was driving home. I'm like, oh, shit.
But you just listed out to me. I've got 10 things here. And then we don't have 10 things.
Well,
here's a list of things you might not know.
Well, we're going to count the box office as one of the 10. That'll hit us at 10.
Did it make money?
Yes. It did make money. It was made on about a $9 million budget. And opening weekend, it only made about $5 million back. A little over $5 million. Its complete run, which I didn't see how many weeks it ran for, it only did 16 million. So it didn't even double its
and then after marketing. So yeah, it probably didn't
make much money, if anything.
Made it enough for them to make 2 more.
Yeah, but I think those went to like direct to video.
Were they?
I think so. I don't think those came out. I'll have to look that one up.
And he was in 2, right? He was in all 5 of them, right? Because you said the star of Death Wish 1 and 3 earlier. So I'm like, well, he's in all of them.
Did I?
Yeah, he said Charles Bronson, star of Death Wish 1 and 3. Like he was only in 2 of them.
I'm gonna have to edit that shit out.
Well,
this is not working out so well, Kyle.
This is probably the only reason why anybody watches the show. No, nobody watches for the accuracy. In fact, there's a good chance nobody watches.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you, sir?
2 of your friends, your wife and my wife.
What 2 friends? Joey.
Joey.
Casey, do you still watch these?
Yeah. Him and I were chatting today. He put up a joke and I told the dirtier one.
All right,
so we're gonna we can keep all this.
I'm dying over here.
Look at that. Look what you're drinking. We're drinking. Whenever you're doing these shows, you should drink water because this is not a good beverage to have when you're on the air because of the gassy. And then, but both of us are drinking Pepsis.
That's not how you get sponsors, Kyle.
No, it's not.
You're supposed to be like this through most of the video.
The choice of a new generation.
Is that even still a thing?
Not for Pepsi. No, I don't know what Pepsi's slogan is now. Pepsi, drink it up, bitch. That should be their slogan.
That'll be in the next Death Wish movie.
Yes.
Drink that Pepsi, bitch.
You know what else I saw?
What did you see?
Anaconda.
Oh, fuck.
This Christmas, Jack Black, Paul Rudd. Will they remake Anaconda successfully, or will they hit a snag because they've lost the snake? Find out this Christmas, only in theaters. It's the Countdown to Anaconda. I watched the original Anaconda.
Okay.
Because you told me to watch all of them. I don't know if I'm going to watch all of them.
That's the deal.
The accent on Voight.
Everyone bitches about that.
God, it's funny. It's comical. I'm like, wow, this guy's a major, player that I thought was going to bring credibility to, J-Lo and Ice Cube. And instead, he's the most comical one of the bunch. By accident. They're not just the whole time. Like, it was the only thing more distracting than that freaking snake. I couldn't. So, so, so yeah, I think I'm good with Anaconda movies.
2, 3, 4, Lake Placid. You have 4 more
But
to
then I have to
go.
watch. Yeah, then technically I have to watch all the Lake Placids. How many of those are there?
I'm not gonna make you do those. I did watch the original Lake Placid the other night though, and I enjoyed that. That was a
Couldn't
good
even get you
movie.
to watch. I couldn't even get you to watch Nobody 2. I'm watching 5 Anacondas, Death Wish 3. Trust me, I don't have that much time in my. How do you have time for all these movies?
Work. I'm normally up to like 2 o'clock in the fucking morning these days because of insomnia. I
Really?
have not gone.
But it seems like you'd want to tune in something really good.
I
Like I
can
want
never
to see
find
something
anything.
new and it's good. Instead, you're like, okay, let me dig up the worst movies I can find.
All right. We're gonna put this. This is gonna be a bonus feature on our Patreon page when we start one of those things, or our OnlyFans page, or whatever. Why the flying fuck do all these streaming services make you work to find the new fucking movies? I click on Amazon Prime, and what's in the first fucking row? Shit from 1985, 1990, 2007.
Because that's what you are watching. So
No,
it's showing you what they figure you're going to watch.
I
Because
don't
that's
want
why
it.
when I log on, it's new stuff. Because that's what I watch.
I
It's
don't
new
want an
stuff.
algorithm. I want a button over here that says new release, just out of theaters,
There you go.
pornographic. I want buttons that help me. Not that
Oh, I
I
get it.
never find anything.
There's 42 different selections, and I'm zipping past 41 of them. So I agree. The whole system is shot.
Yeah, and it's like that for everything.
I'd
All of
also
the
like to
channels.
point out this is separate just from this real quick. This weekend, Back to the Future came out celebrating its 40th anniversary, and we're talking about Death Wish 3. Just bring that up.
Damn right.
Today, even though this is airing November 7th, today is November 5th. November 5th, 1955 is the day time travel was invented.
Is it really?
Because that's the day he was he's standing on the toilet, hanging the clock, the porcelain was wet, he slipped, he hit his head, and he had a vision of the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible.
Maybe he could go back in time and join the set of Death Wish 3 as one of the old folks living in that neighborhood. Now that would be fucking cool.
I don't want to see Doc. It was bad enough watching Doc get shot. I don't want to see him getting beat up.
What? You don't want to see him like running around
like out with guns like he does in Nobody. Boom, boom, boom.
10 things you may not know about Death Wish 3. So we talked about the box office. That's a cheap one. That was a cheap throw in to make the number 10.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about Alex Winter being in this movie. Alex Winter, who is known for nothing other than Bill and Ted and The Lost Boys. I mean, can you name anything else that he's been in? This is his first movie, I read.
I know he's currently starring in Waiting for Godot with Keanu Reeves.
What?
It's a play, Waiting for Godot. It's a play about a guy who never shows up. And it's 2 guys just talking about him, and they're just waiting, and they just sit there and talk. And it stars, I think it's on Broadway, and it maybe not, I don't know where it was, probably Broadway, and it stars Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves. They got Bill and Ted to do it. Because I think before this, it was Martin Short and Steve Martin. So they're kind of getting people who are already known as, partners to do this play.
Doesn't sound as entertaining as Death Wish 3.
I've seen. I actually saw one with Robin Williams and John Lithgow.
Oh wow.
Were they the two? But it's long.
I really don't want to watch something long about just people talking.
Yeah.
If I want to see that, I'll watch a fucking Quentin Tarantino movie.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the Quentin Tarantino movie. Although there's a lot of talking too.
There's more talking than there is going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Item number 8. What is number 8? This film took place in New York City, but it was filmed in England. So see?
Really?
Yeah. You thought,
Wow.
you're saying that you've never been around that kind of neighborhood.
Maybe it's because it happens in England.
Exactly. And I didn't notice bad teeth, but.
Is Alex Winter British?
Yes, actually he is. That's how he got the job, because he had he had a passport. So.
Oh, wait a minute. So he had a passport. So he's from America, but he went to England. So he's American. Or was right?
I don't know now. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I read that he has a passport.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna have to go back to IMDb on that fucking one.
I don't know what he is.
That's going to be a little.
Well, the thing is, you'd hire Americans as much as you could if you want it to look like it's in New York.
Right.
All the extras are probably British.
Probably.
But
more than likely.
Yeah.
Number 7. Actually, is that number 7?
It's going to be I'm sorry.
10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, yes. I've got it right. We are on number 7. Death Wish 3 had, this one's up your alley. Death Wish 3 had a video game on the Commodore 64.
Really?
Yeah. Here, take a look.
That is interesting, because I might actually have that game on my machine. I have a pinball machine that I have games like Atari 2600 and Sega. So I don't think there's any Commodores. Now I think about it, I don't think there's any Commodore 64 on there. So
they actually put out, it's buried down here. They actually came out with a Commodore 64 Mini just recently.
Yeah.
Where you can add games to it and shit. And mine's still in the box. I've had it for like a year and a half, and I've never even taken it out of the plastic. But I will now, so that I can play Death Wish 3. See, I'm just getting excited about it. So
I know. You're so, you know what's funny about the Anaconda trailer? I'm watching the Anaconda trailer in the theaters. Anaconda. This Christmas at a theater near you. It reminded me of You and Me, because Jack Black is all excited about making Anaconda, and Paul Rudd's like, huh? I had the same reaction when you told me that we were going to do this review. It's like, what? And you were all super excited, and I'm like, okay. So I was watching that, and you are a very good Jack Black. I'm a very good Paul Rudd.
I actually grow my beard out.
And I also think, and Paul Rudd was the sexiest man alive once. So there's that. So anyway.
That's pushing it. Number 6. We talked about this one a little. I got my notes. I'm not like Kyle, who's professional enough to keep the notes hidden. I have to keep going. Maybe I'll edit that part out.
No, the whole thing. I love it all. This is, again, if we just review Death Wish 3, people are like, yeah. But the popcorn material that makes people sit back and they want to watch this thing on TV instead of their computer is the lively banter
Yeah.
between you and I. This is the only reason I watch these things. I go back and oh my God, how freaking ridiculous are we? So,
I got my
number what?
coworker. What?
What number are we?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Counselor Troy from Star Trek The Next Generation is in the movie.
Yes. Yes, I brought that up
Yes, you did.
a few
But
times.
we're going to, you weren't supposed to bring it up because this was supposed to be something you didn't know or might
but I
not
did know.
didn't know.
Well, if you watch the movie, then you already know.
Well, but these people haven't watched the movie. Now they're going to want to watch the movie because Star Trek girl's in it.
You
Get
think
it?
somebody's going to watch this who hasn't seen Death Wish 3? Because we kind of ruined it, I think.
Yeah,
I would like to know if the viewership for Death Wish 3 goes up this week. I would be curious. Well, I watched it once on YouTube's or Tubi, so there's one from me. It's
That's
free
what
on
we need to
Tubi,
do.
by
When
the
this
way.
video is over, when our vast amount of fans finish watching this, put down in the comments how I want to know how many of our people watching this review top 10 things you didn't know. How many of you are going to go and watch Death Wish 3? Let us know downstairs.
And let us know if you watch just 3 or any of the others as well. So I think
You're
they're
getting
all
complicated.
I think they're all on there.
I think they are.
Yeah.
It seems like
The first one might not be, but I know for a fact all the others are because they came up on my screen when I did the search. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you watch the movie or if you've seen watch our video up until this point, you know that Marina Sirtis is in it. Okay,
Yes.
so that's not really a thing that you didn't know because Kyle spoiled it or you watched the movie and you spoiled it. However, did you know that she did not want to do that scene at all, but kept quiet and didn't fight it because she didn't want her career to be hindered by not doing it. She didn't want to get blackballed or, put on the blacklist. Oh, she won't work with you. So she kept quiet about it. And I think it was like 2000, maybe, she did an interview where she said, I know you're not supposed to speak ill of the dead, but I hope the director is rotting in hell.
Wow.
Because he has passed away. And that's how much she bad juju there.
Did she not know they were going to do it?
No.
Seems like when she signed the contract, she would have known what was going to happen.
No, she did not know that because she said, I didn't sign up for it, but I did it anyway because I didn't want to have my career cut short.
That's the type of thing that, that's why they have these intimacy coordinators and things have changed. Because, like, when we were talking to Ricky Glore, and he mentioned that, there was the scene where they could have had nudity in it because they had somebody from OnlyFans and, all these, models and stuff who would not have cared because they do that type of thing already. Maybe not a rape scene, but that's not what was going to be in that. That was just going to be some nudity real quick. And then there was talk of, well, if the studio wanted them to do it, then most likely it would have to be the scene with Eileen. And I'm like, well, from what I gathered, she wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, up for that. And I don't think you should make her do anything she doesn't want to. That, when she signed on, that wasn't part of the deal. I mean, if that's what you agreed to beforehand, that's one thing. But if all of a sudden they're trying to, set you up once you get in there, that's, crazy. And I don't think I would have wanted to see her have to do that because, yeah, if somebody's not, that in itself is almost, abuse, harassment right there. It's like, okay, if I go to my job and somebody tells me to get naked, I'm like, excuse me? Well, why would I get naked at my job? Well, that's what we do here. Oh, well, that's not what was, I signed on for. And that supposedly is what just happened with Kevin Costner.
Really?
He had I think it was this. I don't know all the specifics, but he had that American Horizon movie or Horizon American whatever that had the two parts. And the first part came out, and the second part was supposed to be 6 weeks later, and it didn't do very well. And now it's over a year later, and it still hasn't been released, and they don't know if it ever will be. But somebody on the set, I think, was a stunt double, maybe an actress. I don't know. But as the story goes, they wrote in a rape scene, and she shows up, and they're like, "Okay, we're going to do this rape scene," and she's like, "I did not sign on for a rape scene," and I don't know what actually developed, but I think she is suing Kevin Costner and the studio for whatever it was that they wanted her to do or forced her to do, or I don't know what happened. I don't know all the details, but it was something that you would think like this can't still be happening now, especially on a big motion picture like that. I could see, on one of these independents, so some of these I'd question in the first place. I'm like, okay, what did they make this movie for? But yeah, that doesn't surprise me that happened to her. And it's unfortunate that that she had to go through that if that's not what she signed up for. And I'm glad her career didn't suffer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but it's a shame that she had to do that. That could be a whole episode on its own right there, just talking about discussing that kind of shit. Because there was one that I just read recently. I don't remember who the actress was, but she had a scene where she was gonna masturbate. And she figured it was just going to be a thing where, a hand goes down on a camera rig.
Yeah.
But when she got to set, the camera's right on top of it's above the bed, shooting right down at where she's going to be. And she had to go through with it. I'm just like, wait a minute. That's kind of like fucked up.
Yeah, that's extremely.
I don't remember what movie it was. And I've heard other things like, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard other things, and I'm not going to carry on into it very far because that's another episode, but where they actually like slipped in during a lovemaking scene.
Well, that's a whole nother.
What?
Yeah, there's one. Well, isn't that what? I won't say the actor's name, but in case it's not true, I probably shouldn't have mentioned the other one. but there was an actor who was accused of. He's in a scene where he's supposed to go down on somebody, and they have this plastic thing that they put in their mouth, and when they go down, so nothing's really happening. Right. And supposedly he took it out at the last second, and she's suing.
That's like I said, that's a whole nother episode if we ever decide to. If we want to get serious,
that's probably that's a little too probably dark for us, but at the same time,
you know what?
It's interesting. That's one of the things I did not know. So you nailed it. I knew she was in it.
Number 4.
And then when I was watching it, I'm like, I wonder if she really knew how far they were going to take it. So
to be honest, I didn't even know that was her until the very end when I seen her name in the credits. I really did not even recognize her.
Really? That was the first thing as soon as she popped up, I'm like, oh, that's Troy.
Yeah. I never even recognized, and that's sad because I used to be really, I know who that is. Shit, not no more. Anyway, was that 10, 9, 8, 7?
I thought this was going to be a short episode.
Number 5. This movie was banned in Sweden. That's it.
Wonder if it's for that rape scene.
It could be. I know even Charles Bronson was mad at the director for the violence. That a lot of the violence was shot when Charles Bronson wasn't on set. Really? Charles, you're in a movie called Death Wish.
That's It did seem over the top, though. I mean, it's like they're killing, they're not injuring people, they're killing people.
Yeah. It's just the first two on a much larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4. Shit. That is, number 4.
Yeah, I think 4.
They actually timed the release to coincide, and I don't know a whole lot about this, but they timed the release to get it out while it was the Subway Vigilante, the real life Subway Vigilante, Bernard Goetz. I don't. How do you
Gets
pronounce his last name?
Bernard that gets.
Getz.
Yeah, I
They
think that's right.
they
That
timed
does
the
sound familiar.
release to kind of be at that same time, so that it was fresh in people's memory. You know, here's a real life Subway vigilante. Let's go see Charles Bronson be a vigilante too. That was
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did they know that there was going to be a Subway vigilante?
well, no, they didn't know that there was going to be. I think what happened is, and I could be wrong about this, but I think that had happened, and they probably
Rushed
fast
the
tracked
movie out?
things to get it out
Oh, because see,
afterwards.
that's weird. Because like nowadays, it's the opposite. If something happens, we're like, oh, we got to pull it. We can't release that because
Exactly.
yeah. If there was a bad tornado, they would have pulled Twisters. This, it's they're like, okay, we can't talk about this right now, and
Yeah.
then to a better time. So they took advantage of the fact that there really
Yeah.
somebody doing stuff and released it. Okay, interesting.
Number three, there was supposed to be a Death Wish Part 6. Supposed to be Death Wish 6, The New Vigilante.
Oh,
That's
so
it.
it wasn't Charles Bronson.
Don't know. There's no plot details anywhere that I could find. Don't know if it was Charles Bronson, if someone was taking over the role for him, if he was going. I don't know. Um, yeah. Yeah, they planned it, but there's no plot details whatsoever. Nothing filmed, nothing written down, or at least nothing saved.
Interesting.
Number two, we talked about Marina's rape scene. There was a setup for a rape with the girl in the garage.
Mhm.
There was another setup for a rape scene with the girl who got pulled out of the apartment at the end that was half naked and
Yeah.
during the big
Yeah.
riot.
Good Lord. Yeah, this movie is bad.
Yeah. There was a fourth one that was scripted but never filmed. It was going to take place in the jail, male on male rape.
Really?
And that's something that, how often, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make it sound like, hey, good job. How often do you hear about that, though, in a movie?
That's true.
That doesn't happen very often. I kind of wish they would have filmed that to, I don't know, maybe equalize things, you know? They got to have it. They got to have rape in there. They're going to rape the shit out of this girl over here, rape the shit out of this guy over here. You know, give it as good as it gets. Maybe,
You know what? I can see why they probably wouldn't have, because probably, well, definitely, the people watching this movie are macho men.
yes.
And you put that in there, and they're like, what the hell is this? And that probably would not have helped if people were aware of that. Especially if it once, although, yeah, things are already coming to video then. It was just very slow at that point. Yeah. So interesting.
Mhm.
I did not know that.
And the number one thing that you might not have known about Death Wish 3.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, we are forced to drop our number one thing that you may not know about Death Wish 3, quite frankly, because the information was lies and inaccuracies and bullshit. Instead, we're going to present to you a new number one thing you may not have known about Death Wish 3. The body count. The body count in Death Wish 3 is ginormous. It's the biggest one of the whole series. In fact, if you take parts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 and add them all together, and it still don't equal the body count that part 3 had. There's conflicting reports online that I've read. I've read on one spot it's 84 people. I've read on another one that actually gave a list of everyone who fucking died, that it was well over 120 people who died in Death Wish 3. I think that's that's more of a body count than what Jason or Freddy Krueger can rack up. So I hope you enjoyed your replacement number one thing that you may not know about Death Wish 3, and we're going to return to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, and that's 10 things you might not have known about Death Wish 3, on top of having a hell of a great review from Kyle and myself. So all you other channels out there that just do a top 10, we did a double shot. We gave them a double money shot. We might cut that part out too. Nah, leave it in.
Leave it in. Leave it in. Thank you for watching In the Spotlight. Next episode will be a review of the 40th anniversary of Transylvania 65000. Na 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 na.
Transylvania 65000.
They killed the giggler, man. They killed the giggler!
They had no business doing that. None.